Welcome to the first episode of 6 Degrees of Black Culture, the podcast where we explore the rich tapestry of Black history, music, culture, and trivia through an interconnected lens. Each episode, we will dive into 6 diverse topics, uncovering how they relate to one another and how their echoes resonate in today's world. From iconic figures and pivotal events to groundbreaking music and cultural phenomenons, we'll link them all with a mix of fun, thoughtful analysis, and a splash of humor. So welcome to the first episode of 6 Degrees of Black Culture. We got the homie here, Char Char.
Hello, hello.
How's it going, Char Char?
It's going good. It's going good. You know, the world is falling apart right now. Georgia is falling apart right now, but other than
Well,
that, we're doing good.
luckily we're not talking about Georgia today. Well, we'll probably talk about a little bit because Georgia's in your wheelhouse too. But
Y'all,
uh, but today we're talking about Cleveland, and Charlene is a Cleveland representative for
I am
some reason, for whatever reason,
a Cleveland native, born and raised.
and I don't think people understand just how black Cleveland really is too. Like Cleveland's black as hell. Cleveland and Cincinnati and Dayton.
Ohio.
Oh, right, Ohio. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Ohio's black as people forget because there's so much like farmland and just so much else out there. But there's a lot of cities that's just black as hell. Which one? And not even black is like the half population. When you just think black, which one you think is black is the most black of when I'm talking about like culture, even just some niggerish ways, the good black way, all of that.
Cleveland, because there's a lot of, I think that Cleveland is very similar to Atlanta, where you could be talking about Atlanta and you could be thinking Midtown, Buckhead. You could be thinking very, very proper, very, gentrified. There's some very gentrified parts of Cleveland, but then you start talking about the east side,
Okay,
which
hold that thought. Hold it. When we're gonna save that for later in the episode. I got that for another segment. So we're gonna get into that part then, because that's what I was gonna ask you. Because I don't know. I don't know anything about Cleveland. I know a lot about Cincinnati because I'm from Louisville. Cincinnati's on like an hour 15, hour 20, hour and a half drive, depending on how you drive. And so we used to go to Cincinnati all the time when I was a kid because they had a water park there called Cincinnati Beach. So we used to go there all the time during the summers as well. And then we had friends and family that lived there and stuff too. So like Cincinnati was a place where just people from Louisville used to go to during the summers. And then for like especially because flights in Louisville are more expensive. So we used to drive to Cincinnati as well for flights and stuff. Because flights still to this day, Louisville is just expensive. A lot of time, not as expensive anymore, especially since they've changed over to the Muhammad Ali International Airport. But yeah, they used to be. So we used to drive up there for flights, drive to the water park. And back in the day, Louisville wasn't for people that's from like the big cities like Atlanta, well, major cities like Atlanta and above and stuff, they're not going to consider Louisville a major city, but technically it's a major city. But back in the day in the 90s when I was growing up, it wasn't a major city at all. So we didn't get a lot of the concerts. Cincinnati used to get them. So we would drive to Cincinnati for like comedy shows, for concerts as well, and all of that. But we didn't, but Cleveland's further drive. So we wasn't going up there either. And Cincinnati and Nashville was the two closest. But even when I was growing up as a kid, Nashville wasn't a major city like it is now either. So first thing we're gonna get into though, Bobby Womack, Cleveland, a Cleveland star. Bobby Womack, born and raised in East Cleveland, with a career that spanned over 60 years. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009. Classics in his bag, especially if you think you're lonely now, looking for a love. But one song is the one that makes him an OG Dirty Mac. The song "I Wish He Didn't Trust Me So Much" is a Dirty Mac anthem. As a 10-year-old, Bobby's group with his brothers, the Womack Boys, went on tour with legendary soul singer Sam Cooke and his band. Sam signed them to his label, produced, and arranged their first hit song, "Looking for Love." Womack was also a member of Sam Cooke's band. Sam Cooke was shot to death in 1964. Bobby Womack showed up to Sam Cooke's funeral with Barbara, Sam Cooke's ex-wife, dressed in one of Sam Cooke's suits. He also came to the funeral service driving Sam Cooke's car. Within 3 months of the funeral, the two got married. Barbara and Bobby both got married. This led to a lot of his concerts was low ticket sales because the community just wasn't fooling with him. Radio DJs wouldn't play his songs. He was getting booed at shows as well. Like a lot of his family stopped talking to him. Her family stopped talking to her. It was a crazy time. But Bobby Womack, OG Dirty Mac. I feel like that's like the old school players that used to do grimy shit like that. I felt like that was not common, but that was more like a thing that people heard of back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's the two sides to it because, like, depending on who you talking to, people used to be like, like it used to be honorable. If your brother dies, then you take his wife and you take care of the kids and
Take
you
her
do
over.
things. But then it's like people like Bobby Womack, and it's like, I mean, y'all was friends, but like why did I think that whole thing was crazy, like, and hearing about it and just like thinking about it happening in real time, like with celebrities, this is the drama of today. Like this sound like something that would happen today. It would be on the Shade Room, but this was happening.
Damn,
This
that does sound like some shade room type of stuff. Like who would that be today? Like, and it would be like a big thing. Like, but it's more in the black community where a lot of white people don't know that celebrity, but they're pretty big in our community. It's a little harder now because everybody almost knows everybody. But what like who would be that today that'd be like, oh my God, that is wild. That's
I feel
hard to
like shoot, maybe rest in peace, maybe like Dolph and
off
maybe like
like Dolph's ex-wife started dating. But who is he like close to in music wise?
Key Glock.
Oh damn. So it would be like
That's a good one. And Key Glock is definitely one of the ones that's kind of famous, but like that he's famous in our community. Key Glock is a big deal here, but he's not a big deal everywhere. Yes, that's just like that. If
is
Key
there
Glock did that,
anybody from Cleveland younger, not necessarily younger, but just anybody else from Cleveland? Musicians like that would be like if Kid Cudi started dating like if Kid Cudi
Kid Cudi
started
doing that to Kanye, doing that to
Yeah,
Kanye.
yeah. If Kanye passed, we're not hoping that one, but if Kanye passed and then Kid Cudi started dating, even
Um,
Kim
if it was Kim,
Kardashian,
yeah, if it was Kim, start taking care of the kids.
started,
Showed up for Yeezy'd out to the funeral.
damn, wearing Yeezys, the whole fit at his funeral, and look, and Kanye wins a Grammy Award after he's passed away, and a Kid Cudi accepts it on his behalf with
Just
Kim
have it.
Kardashian. Bro,
Yeah,
that's wild. That is God
I mean
dang.
that
Or
that's
no,
Dirty
or
Mac
that
in a
could,
play.
yeah, yeah. Or that could be, especially right now, because of how the Cardi B and whatever is wilding on Twitter. They'll be like, not if he passed, but if like whatever if Migos, I mean not Migos, what's the other nigga's name in Migos?
Offset, take off,
No, the
Quavo.
Quavo. Yeah, they'll be like if Quavo started dating Cardi B now.
Man, if Quavo, I would be afraid for the state of the world if Cardi B and Quavo got together. Oh, it would be.
The young black community on social media would be in an uproar.
Yeah, and the Migos will never get back together. They're hoping that the Migos gonna get back together, but that's a nail in the coffin. That's a nail in the
You,
coffin. They're
you
done.
know, I didn't realize how big the Migos really got. You know, I didn't realize they was like they really had a next level of stardom. I just didn't realize because I never really listened to them that much. First of all, it was 2015 when I first learned that Migos was three people. I thought it was one person. I, that's how good they sound together. That I thought it was one person though. It was probably like the end of 2014. One of my students was playing it, and I said something like, "Man, yeah, he's pretty dope. I like a couple of his songs." And like three of them was like, they all started giggling. Yeah, that's what they did. They started giggling. Like, say it again, Will. I was like, I like a bunch of his songs. Like, and I like yeah, I like them. And they started giggling. Will, you know, it's three people. I was like, wait a minute. I was shocked.
Yeah, no, the Migos for sure are like, and I didn't notice it either because like I think that when you're in it, you just think that they're just normal. But like, I mean, the Migos, they're international. Like, cause I just remember like me thinking like that Cardi B, like that, Cardi B was doing Offset a favor. Like that she was the big artist. And it's like, no,
It was beneficial for both of
it
them.
was mutually beneficial for both of
Yeah,
them because they probably are like making the same amount of money. I didn't know how big the Migos were. And I think that was like what changed me with music because I'm like, I just had no idea the impact that they really did have, and like they really did. And I mean, and then you start to look back at songs and you like, oh, they really was like they was running the charts for
Was
years.
you high school and undergrad when they was at their biggest?
I was probably in high school. I remember they first mixtape, Trapped Out the Bando,
Mhm.
Versace. That was like my Versace remix with Drake. That came out like the summer after ninth grade. So this is ninth grade going into 10th grade. And Versace came out and
Mhm.
the world was in shambles.
Wasn't that summer 2012?
Yes, summer
Okay,
2000.
I remember
Wait,
that
no,
because
summer 2013. 2013.
you should. Let's
2000,
look it up.
summer 2012 is when they first mixtape came out. The remix for Versace came out summer 2013.
July 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, July 20. Oh, because I had just graduated from grad school.
That's what I'm saying. I remember that was freshman year. That was the summer. And it came out and it was like, oh my gosh. It was like, man, the Migos have made it. Because
Songs like, go ahead.
this was when having a, I mean, it still is today, but this was like, oh, they got Drake. Like this,
No,
they
it
got
ain't
Drake
quite
on
the
the
same. I know I get what you mean because it ain't quite the same today. Back then, when Drake would hop on, but see, now it's looked at differently, but to me, I look at that time as it was beneficial for Drake as well. It's just that Drake was already an established artist and a star. And 2013, that is the era where Drake really became that next level superstar. There's up and coming, there's like solid fan base, there's star, and then there's superstars. And that 2013 is when Drake started becoming the superstar. And he was smart when he was like, oh, I can tell that they're probably going to be dope. Versace's already like doing some things in the community. Let me hop on this, and now I can turn it into something even more, and it's going to benefit me. But for Migos, and then it's on that artist to capitalize on it afterwards. Cause that one dude was a dude from Memphis, Black Boy JB, that had that song with Drake. We ain't heard nothing from him
Look
since.
Alive. Yep.
Yep, Look Alive was a joint, and he ain't capitalized on it. So yeah, they like people, you gotta know how to capitalize off of one of each other. When I remember back in the day, you was a youngin, but I remember when Jay-Z and Beyonce first started getting together and he was on Crazy in Love, that was big for both of them. That's what turned both of them into that next level superstars because both of them was always already like Jay-Z was a star in rap music, was already one of the best rappers of all time. Beyonce was just now becoming solo, but Destiny Child was already huge. Beyonce was a big thing. But I think at the time it was bigger. It broadened Beyonce's fan base more at the time. But over as time has went, it's been even more beneficial for Jay-Z that to be with Beyonce because it's gotten another audience that he would have never had. A lot of these young girls would have never been listening or checking for Jay-Z. And so yeah, you got to capitalize on that shit. All right, before we get too far away, we're gonna do a
Okay.
draft of Dirty Mac songs. We'll both get 5 picks. I will let you go number one. So, what do you want to build your franchise around? What's the number one Dirty Mac song that you think can carry you through a season and win you the championship? What's your MVP Dirty Mac song?
I think it's gonna be Marvin's Room.
Mm, okay, why?
I'm just saying. Look, I just feel like that is a song, and I don't think that in our time, and I mean in my generation, I feel like that was the song where it was like he was just like there was no shame. Like it was like where
No shame.
no shame at all. So I think that for me is one of the songs where there was absolutely no shame, and that's like the first time that like somebody is just like, look, I don't care. You need to like call me when he not there. I mean, Take Care was like one of the biggest albums of like my generation too. So like Marvin's Room was like, so yeah, number one, that was like, I don't care, call me.
See,
He ain't me.
that was so. I made a video the other day, 6 degrees of 30 Mackin. And when I'm doing my little mini research or whatnot, Marvin's Room was the Dirty Mackin song for the new generation. That's what started. But It's also a gift and a curse because it also started a whole era of fuckboys, of a new version of fuckboy, of they turned more whiny. They became whiny in the newer, like post Drake Dirty Mackin. They just became more crybaby-ish and whiny and all of that. And Dirty Mackin pre Drake, it wasn't like a bunch of crybabies and whining and stuff. Like now, that he literally did open up the lane for the whiny fuck boys of Dirty Macs. Dirty Mac and before that was like, yeah, they would hate on your man, but they wasn't like crying towards you. They was like showing you what I can do and he can't do. Like it, like yeah. So all right, but that's a good one because that, like you said, that is the lead Dirty Mac and anthem for a new generation. There's pre music over the last 25 years. You can go down to like pre and post Drake, to be honest, and that is like the start of the new. That's post Drake. So all right, you got number one, Marvin Drew. I got my number one is Mario. Let Me Love You. That is top tier Dirty Mackin because he breaks it down. He doesn't call you dumb, but he like makes you think to yourself, damn, am I dumb? He's like, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? And he's like really trying to figure out, like, do you enjoy being hurt and looking stupid in public? I know you smell the perfume on his shirt. So Mario, Let Me Love You, that was top tier Dirty Mackin because also he had us in high school singing it, not even realizing we was dirty macking. When you can like had it and you don't know that you dirty macking, it's like when people be posting all these like songs about breakups and they be like song about breakup and they're like black people doing electric slide to Frankie Beverly and May trying to break up with somebody. So yeah, my number one pick is Mario. Let Me Love You.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think that you also said a thing when you said like a good Dirty Mac song, you ain't even realizing that that's what it's about. Like
Correct.
you're not realizing that you know that they trying to get you to see the other side.
Yeah,
Now,
you as a cause I've never been a woman, obviously. So, but as a woman on the other side, like you said, you don't realize he's technically hating on your man, but you sitting there like, damn, you're right. He does come home with perfume on his shirt. I need to be paying attention to that. And then, girl, you know what Will said to me? And they're like, he's not wrong. And then boom, top tier dirty macking.
okay. Now my number two, and I didn't know that this was a Dirty Mac song, but this is again, this was another song that was pivotal in my life. But it's gonna be "I Love Your Girl" by The Dream.
Oh yeah, that is a song that because that came out when I was in college. It was a while before I realized he was really dirty macking, and it was really in your face if you think about it.
And so I was young when that song came out. So I heard the clean version. I never knew what that said. Never knew what he was saying. But now that I'm older, he's like, fuck that nigga. And I'm like, he's like calling in B, I wanna roam me. Like he like, nah, like he like fuck that. Like he's like, fuck that nigga. I love your girl. Fuck you. Like I
And he
want
just came out and said it too, though.
and that was crazy, but I didn't know that that's what he was saying because you know I'm listening to the radio, I'm hearing the clean version.
That is true. But even me in college, because we just jamming, listen to a song at a party, getting twerked on, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize, wait a minute. All he really is, he's legit saying, fuck that nigga. Like, I'm right here. That is wild. But then even in the song, he says, but she's like, fuck that nigga. So now she's even like, you're right, Dream, fuck that nigga. That's a cold world. That's a cold world. All right, that's a good pick. So you have a song when you drunk and in your feelings and calling them. Then you got the song where you partying and turning up to as well. So you got a good mixture so far.
Thank you.
I can't. So I'm once again going on the R&B vibe. Jagged Edge, He Can't Love You. Um, that's top 12 as well because he literally starts the song off talking about he can't love you like I can. He just goes in, hey, just like he can't. And then as the clock strikes 12, I'm just wondering when you gonna leave. Like, so once again, he just putting little secrets in her head, just saying, like, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just wondering, letting her know I'm going halfway crazy. What's up? So, all right, I got Jagged Edge. He Can't Love You.
Okay. I'm going boyfriend number two, Pleasure P.
I was gonna pick that actually.
Ah, yeah. So I mean, I think that was just self-explanatory. I mean, that's him. He's on the song. He's just like the first one don't know what to do. He just like, look, like that's just it. Like we don't gotta fuss, we don't gotta fight, we don't gotta argue. I'm here. Let me, let me take in. I'm boyfriend number two. You don't gotta leave your man. I'ma just handle things when I gotta handle things.
That is true. He was basically saying life is so much easier with me. Ain't gonna be no arguing, no fussing, no fighting, and I'm gonna play my part. He was
Yeah.
in it for the love of the game. Dirty Mackin for the love of the game. So that leads me to my next one, SWV, You're the One. They was in it for the love of the game because they said, I'm willing to do anything to get in your pants. You don't have to worry. I won't say a thing. And if she finds out, I don't know nothing. That is Dirty Mackin for the love of Dirty Mackin, for the love of the game. So both of our third picks was people just playing their role, not trying to
Mm,
do too much. I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm not gonna blow your spot up. I ain't gonna be calling your phone. I ain't gonna beg you or anything. Just know I'm right here. Shout out
mm-hmm.
to Dirty Mackin for the love of the game.
Amen to that. My
Uh,
number three, is this three or four?
this is number 4.
My
Cause you
number
got you got Marvin's Room. I love your girl. Boyfriend number 2.
my number four, and I really should have put this up. I'm not gonna lie, I should put this up. Gotta go with this R&B is Don't Forget About Us, Mariah Carey.
Huh?
And
I never thought
that
about that.
that's a turn up. You don't think about that because that was a turn up at the time. Because this is lean with it, rock with it culture time. And she like, but she can't do it like me. Shout out to the CMC, baby. She's literally like, she's playing off of bet you can't do it like me, saying that the girl can't do it like her. So don't forget about us. Late nights playing in the dark. Like, come on, like
Wasn't that
you can have this
Emancipation
new
of Mimi
girl.
also?
Yeah. Was this? I
Yeah.
think yes,
Yeah,
it
because
was.
that's like '05. That because that was when she made her comeback too and and set the world on fire because that album was fire. And she had
That
like 6 singles from there
album.
too.
Hey, that album went triple, quadruple platinum in this household.
Bro. And that's when because she was with Jermaine Dupri. He writing all this fire music on there too. The music, bro, that album was fire. That was I think that came out my senior year of high school, like fall '05, summer '05, or something like that. But that album, shout out to Mimi. That's when they was like, oh, they call her Mimi.
Look, and she was being Mimi for the show. But yes, don't forget about us. That was definitely late nights. Too young. Don't even know what I'm singing about.
I remember those days. All right. I can't build a team without LL Cool J for Dirty Mackin. So I got Hey Lover featuring Boys the Man because basically he is just straight hating on her man in almost 100% of the song. He's on there talking about he says besides he drinks too much and smokes too many blunts. He's coming out and say, hey, your nigga drinks too much and smokes too much. Then he even says, and I'll be working out all day thinking about you. So he goes from hating on your man, telling him he's probably out of shape because he drinks too much, smokes too much. I work out, and you know what? While I'm working out, I'll be thinking about you. I'll be thinking about you. Then he's talking about, I saw you on the corner. I can't believe your man allowing you to ride the bus. Like it's like, damn, bro, like you really your man's lane. It's like pulling up to the gas station and you see her pumping her gas and the niggas in the passenger seat, and you're like, your man's just sitting there in the passenger seat while you pumping gas. I wouldn't let that happen, but hey, if that's what you want to choose.
Man,
So I definitely you can't build a solid team without a L Cool J song because he was just straight hating. He was
I
straight
feel,
hating.
I
So,
feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
plus, it was a sign of the times because he has a line talking about standing at the payphone about to make a call. So this was the '90s if he's talking about standing at the payphone. Which have you ever used a payphone?
I have used a payphone. They have those in Cleveland.
Not still.
No, not still, but
I was
yes,
about to.
back in the
Well, I'm just
day.
not talking about in Cleveland. I'm talking about because of your age. You didn't use no damn payphone
I was born in the 90s.
at the end of the '90s.
It doesn't matter. Yes. Payphones didn't go away in the 90s. Payphones went away. I was there and pagers was a thing, but yes, you would have to use a payphone. Like in Cleveland, and we're gonna talk about this, but in Cleveland, we were allowed, like I was allowed to walk. Like walking as a child was like not normal thing. So yeah, if you walked far, like I remember one time we tried to walk down to the store and I had to get on a payphone and call my mom and tell her to come pick me up. So yes, I have used the
Dang,
Yep.
just speaking of that randomly, the peak of payphones was in 1995 when there was about 2.6 million payphones in the country in 1995. That was the peak of it. And then of course when the 2001 hit, that's when you started seeing the decline. But apparently there were still some payphones left, but in 2022, New York removed the last of its payphones. So
Yeah.
just 2 years ago, they removed the last, but it was like three left or something like that. But yeah, so there was still a couple left, but it was 2000 and 2001 when you really saw the decline. And 2011 is when almost all of them were gone. And then 2018, then it was still 100,000, but down from 2.6, 100,000 left in 2018. So, all right,
It
uh,
makes sense.
all right, your last pick for your Dirty Mac and Hall of
So
Fame.
I'm a little conflicted, and I have two.
Okay,
So
all right, I'll let you pick two. You can pick one, and then a bench player, first person off the bench.
okay, so two. So I'm gonna put this one in solid because this isn't a song that I didn't think was a Dirty Mac song, but doing my research, but also just thinking about it, I'm gonna have to go with "Remember the Time," Michael Jackson. And that's one of the songs that if you're listening to the song, you're not thinking that that's a Dirty Mac song. He just recalling all of this. But if you remember that music video,
Oh no, the video, he was Dirty Mac.
if you remember that music video, he was Dirty Macking for sure. Like he was like, "Do you remember?" Like he
Right in front of her man though, which is
right in front of
crazy.
her man. He's like, I don't care. You're coming home with me. Like, I know you remember this. So I gotta put that in because that was, that was a subtle Dirty Mac. And that's why he had to make the video, because he had to make he needed to make it clear. So he had to get a
Damn.
video to make it clear. So
Damn. Wait a minute. That is a really good pick because, like you said, if you pay attention to the lyrics, he was actually Dirty Macking, but no one quite paid attention because the song, like, you just jamming, having fun and all that.
Jackson,
But he was Dirty Macking. But when he put those visuals to it, that man MJ
crazy
was
visual.
and he was bold because the lyrics were subtle, but his actions were not. You right there in front of that woman's man, just dirty macking, dancing, letting your hair flow in the wind. You got all these celebrities around here and stuff. You doing magic, devilish magic, and she's just loving all that
And she just
magic.
like
And he's grabbing his balls, talking about and just moaning and humming. And do you remember? Like
he's
that was
man.
damn. That was top tier dirty macking, bro. I'm gonna give it to you on that one. That is a really good one. That's a good one.
That's a silent hitter. That's a silent hitter.
Damn.
My bench player is gonna be "Don't Ya" by the Pussycat Dolls because
That's so random.
I like the bold. That's why I'm telling you, like the where's the shame? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? She like your
That
girlfriend
is
not
wild to
fine,
say.
your girlfriend not hot, your girlfriend not a freak, your girlfriend can't do nothing. She like, I know you want me. I know you do.
Hey,
Like
that
she
is
like I love when people don't have shame because don't have shame. And I think that is another example of like, I don't care. I want you, you want me, and she just ain't me.
bruh. Plus, that was the era of like the club pop song. Where like that was such a very standard, typical type of pop song. The same type of just beats, tempo, all of that. That was so fucking that era of like 2006 to like 2008 was such a standard pop song era. Just all the pop songs technically sound the same, and they were trying to build the same type of pop stars and stuff. But a lot of pop stars came out from that era too, though. But that was such a standard pop era, bro. The Pussycat Dolls is such a like a very standard record company build this label up, build this group up that girls don't know each other.
These girls, we're gonna make a girl group. We're
Like,
gonna try it again.
is that the last era of like the groups of pop groups? And because wasn't
Like
it
them
the
and Danity Kane.
Jonas Brothers came from that era as well, right? Like,
Yes, but
uh,
then we had what's Normani's group? Fifth
who?
Harmony.
Oh, Fifth.
Fifth Harmony was a little bit later. So Fifth Harmony, I think Fifth Harmony was the last time. I think Fifth Harmony was when it was like, okay, bro, we have to stop. This isn't working.
Damn, I missed the groups but they were so hard to maintain because it's all these personalities. They end up not liking each other. It costs more to keep them around as well. Someone
Mm.
ends up being the lead singer, and they're probably gonna
Oh,
leave.
yep.
So
And that's what it was with Nicole. I mean, I'll say,
You know
B5 been,
where? Hold on. You know where she from though, right?
where's she from? She from Cleveland?
No, she from Louisville, girl.
Oh my gosh.
You got happy. I'm sorry.
Like we just breed stars, like we just breed
She
stars.
was ready for it too. Nah, she from Louisville, bro.
But B5 is making a comeback on TikTok. So
Wait a minute. Their main comeback or their music is hitting a new generation.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think
B5
that
ain't making no
I
come.
think that,
B5 been gone for
TikTok,
20 years, bro.
but look, they got girls that's going to like meet and greets, that's paying to meet them.
B not B2K, B5.
Ooh.
Weren't they the ones that remade the I Can't Wait to
Follow
Meet You?
is yes, that's why I was singing that, because that's what got them famous. Yes.
All
That
right.
that.
So my final two picks. I'm mad because I feel like I'm just gonna say you won with the Remember the Time just because that was a really good one. I wasn't expecting that. But I'll go ahead. Trey Songz Can't Help But Wait.
Okay, that's a good one.
Cause he was just like, because once again, he was just saying, hey, I'm right here. Do what you do. But I'm just shocked you standing around for the foolishness. Like, and I hate to see the tears running in your face. But
Mhm.
if that's what you like it, I love it. But
Yeah, like, it's real ghetto over here, but if that's what you went to.
right. Hey, but wait a minute, what's the line? So I'm not gonna pick this song, but it's one of my favorite lines. Chris Brown, Your Man Ain't Me.
Um,
And
I know what
he has a line to he ain't fly and he don't even drive. That is a funny ass line to say because that's how you in high school.
he
Talk,
don't even drive. He don't even got a car. Like,
I got my permit. My mama lets me drive without her in the car too. So what's up?
I got my what? Like I have my license.
Like what's up? He can't even. His
He
mother
gotta
has
ride
to
the
drop
bus.
y'all off. His mama got to drop you off at the movies. I can just drive.
Yeah, like bro, he rides the bus still. Crazy.
Bruh, that's crazy. What am I picking? My last one. I'm just not gonna pick anything. I'm gonna just have to go back to what we started with. Bobby Womack. I wish he didn't trust me so much, just because that was a
Yeah,
shameless ass nigga right there.
I think that's a
Bruh,
timeless.
listen to lines in here real quick. Talking about, I'd give him the shirt off my back. I'm the best friend he's got. He knows he can trust me with his life, but each time he leaves me alone with his wife. I wish he didn't trust me so much. That is some. Then he even asked, how can he be so blind? We both got the same good taste. He said, hey, bro, we both got good taste in women.
That's just so insane. It's so insane. Like it's so crazy.
That's a dirty ass nigga.
It's not even it's actually ridiculous. Like
That's a dirty, dirty. And it's a lot of these type of niggas still out there walking around too.
yeah, it's somebody that relates to that song.
But it makes it easier if you are an artist and can sing about it. Because women will fall for that a lot easier than just some random nigga that works in construction. Even though he make good money, it just don't sound the same when he can't sing about it.
Yep, Mr. Still Your Girl. Trey Songz said it. Put him on your list.
Bro, these niggas are dirty. Then you be shocked to find out that they really doing that shit. Nigga been singing about it for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really that shocked? All right, so your team, you got Marvin's Room, I Love Your Girl, Boyfriend Number Two, Remember the Time, um,
Don't forget about us.
Don't Forget About Us, and Pussycat Dolls, Don't You Wish. I never paid attention. That line was just, don't you wish your girlfriend was as hot as me?
Don't you wish
Like,
your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was as fun as me? Like she was like going in.
your girlfriend. All right, so y'all, I want to let me know who wins this. Remember the Time, Don't You, Pussycat Dolls. Don't Forget About Us, Mariah Carey. I Love Your Girl, The Dream. Boyfriend Number Two, Pleasure P. And Marvin's Room by Drake. Or SWV, You're the One. Um, I forgot mine. Wait a minute. SWV, You're the One. Jagged Edge, He Can't Love You. Mario, Let Me Love You. Bobby Womack, I Wish You Didn't Trust Me So Much. LL Cool J, featuring Boys the Man. And what I say? Trey Songz. And then Chris Brown.
Trey Songz can't help but wait.
Yeah, Trey Songz can't help but wait. Let us know which one y'all think that won. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say, remember the time was the number to me. That's the number. That's the LeBron James of this draft. That was a because it was subtle, and
That's
then that
how
nigga started dancing in your face, and it's over. He got your girl. And nigga disappearing into sand, right? And then because when you try to fight him, he about to disappear into some sand, so you can't fight him. That's a cold world. All right, we'll be right back. 6 degrees.
family for the most. Yeah, I mean, 75% of my family is still in Cleveland.
All right, so break down Cleveland. Like we was talking about. So if I can give a good example for people, like in Atlanta, you have Atlanta, and then the different parts of Atlanta. You have like we talked about Midtown. You have well now West Midtown. You have downtown. But then you have areas that aren't technically Atlanta, but everybody lives in Atlanta, lives out here as well, works in Atlanta. But you have Smyrna, you have Marietta, you have Kennesaw, you have Ackworth, Austell, Douglasville, Conyers, Tucker, millions of places all over the place, and they're all a little different. Like I would say Midtown is for the people that want to live in the city. They're going to pay higher in rent, but it's a convenience for them. It's always going to be traffic 90% of the time. But so many things are in walking distance. You got to pay for parking everywhere you go. Things are going to be a little bit more overpriced where they shouldn't have to be. West Midtown is kind of similar, except it's kind of halfway between like a outskirts suburb and actually the city. So it's not as bad, but you're still gonna be paying for parking. West Midtown is probably the area where like the new area for gentrification. It's a new area because it's only been here since like 2018 or something, 2019 or something like that. Where they built it up. It's a lot of fun things there, a lot of bars, a lot of walking around once again. And then, like I said, all the other places are more like a suburb, um, not as crazy. Smyrna is probably the most similar to being in the city than like the other places because yes, it's more of a suburb in its own city, but it's still crazy traffic. It's where the Braves play, the Batteries out here. Everybody's still out here. It's still a lot going on, but you ain't got to pay for parking. So shout out to that. Do you think that was a good breakdown? Anything I
Yes,
missed?
yes.
Okay, so now that I gave at least go ahead. What you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna go get. I was like, I was gonna go and get
Oh,
into it. I was
yeah,
gonna
go
get.
ahead. So go ahead.
Okay, so it is very similar to Atlanta. It's I would say it's very similar. It's very similar to Atlanta in the same way that you kind of broke it down. There's the upper parts, there's the
Oh,
lower.
sorry, hold on, hold that thought. I just want to add this so we can talk about it. Public transportation. A lot of people don't fuck with the public transportation here. It's annoying for a lot of them. You have the MARTA. It's still popular, but people just it's popular, but it's not popular because it also doesn't go like it doesn't. It's not a lot of places that it comes out to like Smyrna or the different places as well. So it makes it more difficult for a lot of people. So because I wanted you to put that part in there too. So my bad. Go ahead.
Yes. I think that public transportation is used a lot more. It is like it's real, like it's the city for real. And so like even when you go outside of the city, because I feel like when you go to places like I don't know, it's kind of the same. I mean, we have like rapids too. So and I know that like in Atlanta, there's like the rapids like on a trail, like the ones that's
Explain
on.
rapids for the people.
It's like the ones that's on a trail, like like the train almost.
There you go.
So we have a lot of those too. And like stuff like that is like very metro to Atlanta, but those are kind of everywhere in Cleveland. I think that in Cleveland, you have downtown, of course. You got downtown, you got East Cleveland, that's where my family is from. East Cleveland, Euclid, St. Clair, that's like where my family is from. And then you got the Heights. The Heights could be Richmond Heights, Cleveland Heights, Shaker Heights. We have a few different heights. Then we got like Beechwood, that's also like in the Heights. You go down a little bit, you got like Independence, like at the bottom. And then if you go up more, then you have like Willoughby, that's like the nicer side. Like the Willoughby is like the nicer side of Cleveland, in my opinion. But so like East Cleveland is like You could be on the gentrified side. East Cleveland would more like remind me of like the West Side. Depending on which end of the West
You
Side
talking
you
about West
on,
Side of Atlanta?
West Side of Atlanta.
But see, we got to explain what West Side of Atlanta means though, cause
So depending on what side you on,
yeah,
you could be in the very gentrified side of the
yeah,
West
there you
Side,
go.
or you could be in the very hood cultural side, like black, super black side
And it's
of
over where
West Side.
the airport is. So like, if you over at the airport, you can leave the airport and you can be right there in the hood and be like, oh shoot, I don't know this part of Atlanta where what Atlanta was 20 years ago. Or you make other turns and you in the gentrified part of Atlanta. So it just or in the middle where it's like kind of gentrified, but it's like it's not the hood, but it's nicer. So
Yeah.
like so okay. So go ahead.
No, but that's. I mean, I think that that's spot on, and I think that that's how it is for a lot of places in Cleveland. I think that it's a real mixing pot. But like when you get into like outside of downtown, because downtown is downtown, but when you get outside of it, like the East Cleveland, Richmond Heights, Cleveland Heights, Shaker, all of that is very like it's very mixed, but again, it is a lot of like black culture. Like that's where like for me, like and you said when you said that Bobby Womack was from East Cleveland, I think it's funny because like my mom is like they from the hill and the hill. I mean, like all of that is in East Cleveland. It's like my mom like they don't need to play with me. I'm from East Cleveland. Like that's the thing.
Oh,
Like you
okay. That's okay. Okay.
like saying I'm from East Cleveland, that's like being like, like I'm trying to think of somewhere in Atlanta. Like, come on, bro. Like I'm
They'll
from
say I'm
Gresham.
from
I'm
they'll say
from
I'm from the
Gresham
west
Bowl.
side. I'm from
Yeah,
Cedar
I'm
Hill.
from College Park.
Yeah, I'm from
Like,
Cedar
come on.
Hill. I'm from yeah. I'm or no, to keep it Cleveland, they'll say I'm from Cleveland Ave.
Yeah.
Shit,
See,
you
I'm
see
from
if you
Cleveland.
see a sign that say Cleveland Ave, I ain't gonna lie, y'all.
I'm not
I ain't
messing with
from
nobody that's from Cleveland now.
right. So
Nobody
just to keep the just to keep it Cleveland, I ain't fooling with Cleveland Ave.
no. And
So
I think
bump that.
that yeah, no. So like a lot my family is from East Cleveland, like the hood. That's where like that, like a lot of my family is from the hood and a lot of them still live there. So
Ain't
you
that
go,
where Bone Thugs is from?
yep.
Because I know they have a song called East Cleveland, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me make sure. I know I ain't tripping.
It's the thuggish ruggish flow.
I know they got a song called East Cleveland or something like that. The intersection of East 99th Street and St. Clair Avenue is now named Bone Thugs and Harmony Way. Oh, wow.
St. Clair.
Yep. East 99th Street and St. Clair Avenue is now named Bone Thugs and Harmony Way.
Now, St. Clair and Cleveland is like St. Clair and Cleveland is similar to MLK or
Okay.
Peach Street, or it's one of those long roads
Oh,
that
okay.
them long roads that go on forever. And like depending on which part of St. Clair you own,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Cause it stretches so far. Like even like out here Cobb Parkway stretches a really long way. I can drive all the way out to Kennesaw and Ackworth and it'll just keep going and it just keeps going. Cobb Parkway really stretches. I didn't like it's that's why Atlanta is so unique and different from a lot of other cities is when I'm pretty sure other cities are like it, but where I can be out in Sandy Springs and take a street and it takes me all the way down to I can get down to Brookhaven or I'll end up in mid it can take me all the way down to get to Midtown as well. Like so that's very unique. So
yes. So St. Clair, that's
over
where
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you got it.
Okay, so yeah, St. Clair, that's East Cleveland, but that's the street. Like people again, like I think that if we saying like Cleveland Ave, referencing the street, like if somebody's from over there at Cleveland Avenue, if you from St. Clair, like you don't even want to go over there for real. Kim's Wings, which is a staple in Cleveland, they got this crazy Kim sauce. I don't care what nobody say. Kim's Wings and that Kim sauce is crazy. Kim's Wings, crazy. Like we don't have a chain of American delis, but we got Kim's Wings. We got Kim's Wings, and that like, but you know that when you go out there, you're gonna get some of the best food. Sinclair got the best food, but you fighting for your life.
Is St. Clair, is that a neighborhood or is it a street or what?
Both
Just a street. Oh, okay, so it's a
St. Clair is
neighborhood.
like it's a neighborhood, but it's also that street that go
It's a
down.
neighborhood in East Cleveland.
Yes, it's in East
Okay.
Cleveland. Yes,
So over or under 50% of that 50% of Cleveland's population is black. Over or under 50.
over.
Over. 51% of their population is black. Where do you think they rank from somewhere between one in the top 25? Where do you think they rank?
12.
Do you think it's higher or lower than Atlanta's black population?
Higher.
It's definitely higher. They're number 17. Which state has the most black majority cities?
Illinois.
Illinois? Hell no. It's in the South. It's a
Um,
southern state.
Florida,
Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
Georgia and Louisiana and Mississippi have the most black majority states. Because you got even just in Georgia, in the top 21 is Columbus, Atlanta, and Savannah, and Macon, and Augusta, and South Fulton. And South Fulton,
Okay.
bruh, South Fulton is 93% black. That
That is.
is
Where is that? That's the west side. The
right.
west side.
That
Look, Cleveland Avenue is in South Fulton.
I'm never over in that type of area over in South Fulton.
Well, that's where my pole studio is. That's where a lot of the stuff that I do now. I frequent South Fulton a lot now. So that's why I know that area so well.
Um, so what's Cleveland about you? Like when people make fun of me because I say here, there, and where, I'm like, that's very Louisville. That's Louisville, St. Louis area, whatnot. Like that's us. Growing up, we wore those big like NASCAR jackets and stuff. You know, the old NASCAR jackets that would have a NASCAR on it, or even like random things like with Skittles on them or M&Ms and stuff like that. We wore those a lot, and we was big on airbrush t-shirts and airbrush jeans. We did that a whole lot. We ate popular for us was Funyuns, Grippos, Big Red. That was popular for us growing up as well. So what is something I can say that's like very Cleveland about you?
Well, first of all, pop. I know that it's a northern thing, but I feel like we say pop a lot.
We
But
definitely say pop.
I mean,
I
again, I
think no
think
pop. I think that's more of a like Midwest thing. Is that a northern thing too, or just Midwest?
it's a northern thing.
Okay.
But I think like just in general, like Kim, like I said, Kim's Wings, China Mountain, Mr. Hero, Mr. Hero, and Angela Mia Pizza. For me, those are the staples. But if somebody like, let's go get some Kim's Wings, I feel like that's like the super Cleveland thing. Like I feel
So
like
do y'all have a? I'm sorry to interrupt, but like we have a thing back home where like depending on where you're from, Indy's chicken is like some people's favorite. Chicken King is like other people's favorite. Is there like a battle where they're like, no, this is the best one. This is the best one.
yes, and oh my gosh, this is about to kill me. Like it's another. Oh, I cannot think of it, but it's the Kim sauce, and then it's like another sauce that's like that. And I'm trying to think of the name of the sauce, but it's definitely a competition between the chicken and like in Cleveland, they do a lot of wings, like they do like a lot of the full wings, like they do a lot of the full wings,
Oh, okay.
and then they put them in sauce, like they put them in sauce, but it's not like going to get a 10 piece at the it's not like going to get a 10 piece at American Deli. It's different. Like it's the sauce that they put it in. Like, and we have like, open pit is a big one, but open pit is kind of more staple. But like I think that Kim's, and it's another place and I can't think of it. And I'm folding because we go there all the time. But I think if it was like a thing, I feel like Cleveland is with the Roman burger. Now I don't know if there's Mr. Heroes in other places, but like
Is it
Mr.
spelled
Hero
like
is a
regular
Cleveland.
hero?
Yeah, Mr. Hero. Now, Mr. Hero, you gotta go to Cleveland. You gotta get you a Roman burger. Like if you're gonna go to Cleveland, you gotta get you a Roman burger. It's just it's like a almost like a sub, and it
Mm-hmm.
come with pepperonis on it, it come with cheese, it come with just two little like small, like almost like steak burgers, like
Okay.
real thin patties, similar to like Steak and Shake. Um, Mayo, cheese, mayonnaise, and it's just the Roman burger is it. Like you go to Mr. Hero, we go. The first thing we do when we touch down, you gotta get a Roman burger and you gotta get a corned beef. You gotta get a corned beef, and I don't care. This is the one. Now they will tell you anywhere when you go to Cleveland, you got to get a corned beef and it got to be from Slimans. If you don't go to Cleveland and you don't get a corned beef from Slimans, then you're not,
So is
that's it.
corned beef big in Cleveland?
Corned beef is huge in Cleveland. It's huge.
I've
Like
never
that's what
had corned
I mean.
beef.
Oh, I will bring you one back. Like I'll bring you one back. But like in Cleveland, that's a big thing. Like, yes, if you're gonna do anything, you're gonna get the corned beef. You're gonna get a corned beef. You're gonna get it. You get it with your pickles, with your cheese, with your all your stuff on it, mayo, mustard, all of that. You gotta get your corned beef.
So there are 105 locations in the country. 100 locations are in Ohio.
What for Mr. Hero?
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to find where the rest of them are, but 100 locations are in just Ohio, and then there's I don't know where the other five are, but I gotta find this
I
because
will, don't
yeah.
worry. I will look. And that's the thing. When I go to Cleveland, there will be people, White Castle used to be a big thing out in Cleveland too.
Oh no, they're all in Ohio.
Yeah, like White Castle used to be a big thing too. Now I was one of them people. I think that if you I this is a White Castle hate account. If you like White Castle, we can't you like
Well, I just
it
want to let you
doesn't
know in Louisville, we love White Castle. That is a big thing that like a lot of us that don't live in Louisville anymore, when we go home, we want to get like White Castle and Indies. Indies is the chicken joint that a lot of us, especially I'm from the West End, West Louisville. And so us in the West End, majority of us, we love Indies. People from like the East End, they love Chicken King. They love that, but we all love White Castle because we thought White Castle had the crushed ice and we would get a big red. Is Big Red a thing in Cleveland for real?
we Snyder's potato chips is though, and that's
What
another one.
is?
Snyder's potato
Let
chips.
me look that up. Never heard of those.
Snyder's it's not a barbecue chip that compares to a Snyder's barbecue chip.
Snyder?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
Wait,
said
SY.
yeah,
Did you say
SNY. Yes,
SNY?
yes. I've never heard of that either. Oh
Snyder's
no, where do y'all sit on the ginger ale debate? Like, what do you feel like y'all's favorite ginger ale is?
Canada Dry for sure.
Okay, that's us too. Because these other people that be choosing these other ginger ales, I don't.
Yes. But so, and I think this will put it into perspective for you. When I met somebody at our job, Tanya was like, "You from Cleveland?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, I'm going up there tomorrow." She was like, "Can you please bring me some Snyder's and a corned beef?"
That's why I've literally never had corned beef.
No, corned beef is a big thing.
Which we're not gonna say the name, but at our job, there's a nice number of people from Cleveland, which is very surprising out of nowhere.
Cleveland. Look,
Like that's just so random. Like because I ain't met nobody at our job from Louisville. Have you met anyone else from Louisville here?
the only person I've ever met from Louisville in my life.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God dang, that's crazy as hell.
Only people I've ever met that know anything about Louisville is people that went to school out there.
Mm.
But not
Now
they was
I have met several people, even at work, that know about Louisville. Well, two of them did go to school there. So damn, you did say school. So god dang. Yeah, Grippos is big in Louisville. We love our Grippos.
I might have heard that from you though.
But Grippo, well, they're the factory's in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So you may have heard that from someone that so what's y'all's relationship with like other areas in Ohio? So like growing up in Louisville, um a lot of people from Louisville go to college in all the different schools in Kentucky. So they go to Western Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, Mary State, different schools. A lot of them go to school in Nashville or even up in Indiana. They go to all the schools like surrounding, but a lot of them go to school in Kentucky. But we didn't our relationship with other cities in Kentucky, people are annoyed by us because we call ourselves Louisville, and we be like, no, we're not in Kentucky. We're our own state. And people from other cities get mad because Louisville's not really like any other city in Kentucky. Because most of those other cities are country as hell. And I know I sound country because I say here, there, and where, but like culture wise, we're more Louisville's like the gateway to different regions. So we're more like we get different characteristics from the areas around us, but I feel like we're more Midwest than we are Southern. But a lot of my friends that are from Kentucky, they country and Southern as hell. Um, so a lot of people get annoyed by us because we act like we're not in Kentucky and we're our own place because we are. So what's
I don't
like
like
y'all's
like
connection?
Yeah, I don't think it's like that. I think that like Buckeye pride is like real big. And so I would just say it's the same as like Georgia, like, you know, because we have Ohio. We have Ohio. So like I think that that makes things big for us. And it's more so like I think that Ohio kind of bring everybody together, especially like with the Cavs. And like we just have a lot of people. And I think that it's more so of an Ohio thing versus like a Cleveland. And I mean, there is, you know, there's the inner city beefs, but I think as a whole, I think that people are like, you know, Buckeye pride is a thing. Like just like Georgia, you know, I mean,
Bulldogs.
we unfortunately have Georgia Tech. Unfortunately have Georgia Tech.
That's
But
wild.
I feel like bulldog culture is like a thing that it don't matter where you are from Georgia. It's not oh this, you know, like it ain't not Atlanta, like it's
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, the
Bulldog.
majority of them they love the Georgia Bulldogs. And of course, you're gonna
And
have a
Brown, oh
couple
my God, the
people
Browns too.
say what? So, okay,
Browns too.
so would you say what percentage of Ohio? So, okay, no, when Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship, you think was that the whole state of Ohio that celebrated? Because you
I
hear
was
most of the time you hear,
so
oh, this
mad.
is for Northeast Ohio. So, like, break that
I was
down.
so mad. That was the biggest FOMO that I've ever felt in my life was not being at that parade because I think that everybody in the world from all over was at that parade.
Yeah, I wanted to be there, and I'm not a. I mean, I don't dislike the Cavaliers, but I don't have a favorite NBA team. I just like enjoy watching it. But I was like, God dang, I wish I was there. And it's crazy because you see how much it really meant to people for that. Like you see, because first of all, that was going to be one of my trivia questions about something like that because they had the longest drought of a professional championship than any other city. So Cleveland, y'all don't get a lot of championships in Cleveland. They hard to come by, which is crazy as hell.
When the Browns is doing good, it's a good time in Cleveland.
But okay, so the Browns and the Cavaliers, do you think that majority of Ohio love both of them? Well, no, no,
Absolutely.
no. Well, you got the Bengals though. Who you
Like
think
I
is bigger? Do you think the Bengals or the Browns are bigger in Ohio?
the Browns are the biggest. And I will say that like I think that the Cavs had a good time, but I don't think that anything compares to the love that Cleveland has for the Browns.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not even there, but
Yeah.
I know that the love for Cleveland Browns, like now, if they ever won a Super Bowl, that's going to be crazy as
If
hell.
we ever win a Super Bowl, I'm going to Cleveland. I will not make the same mistake twice. I will not make that mistake twice. Yeah, no.
So
They like the Browns love is through the roof.
do you feel like so because it's like in Louisville, like in the state of Kentucky, Kentucky Wildcats definitely have a bigger brand than Louisville. So in the state of Kentucky, excuse me, in the state of Kentucky, most people are Kentucky Wildcat fans. Louisville, that's where the Louisville fans are. Outside of Louisville, everybody else is Kentucky fans for the most part. So how does that break down with like Ohio State? Is majority of Ohio, you feel like it's Ohio State fans? You think it's 90%? Like, do you think almost everybody is? Because I know, like, you do have Cincinnati Bearcats, you have some other things, but
I
Ohio
mean,
State's biggest rivalries are outside of the state. It's not in the state.
yeah, we don't have those in-state rivalries. That's why I'm I think Buckeye pride is a big thing. I mean, I think that there's other colleges and there's other things, but there's nothing that compares. Like, I think that that's the good thing. Like when you have one, like we don't have all of that extra, and we have a lot of other good schools, especially like D2 and D3 schools that are really good too. But Buckeye pride is where it's at.
Is it
It's
one of those where you feel like, because like I went to Western Kentucky. A lot of us that we're Western Kentucky fans, of course, but we're also rooting for Louisville or they're rooting for Kentucky. So do you feel like a lot of those other schools, like they may go to Xavier, but they're also rooting for Ohio State and all that?
Yes, because wherever you're going, it don't matter what school you're going to. If you can get out there to Ohio to a game, you're going out there to the game.
Okay.
Like it's the same as Athens. You know, you didn't have to go to UGA to be going to a Georgia game.
You
And
remember
just think about, I mean, I don't know, but like think about how many times have you heard somebody being like, "Yeah, we going to Athens for the Georgia game," but how many times have people been like, "Oh, I'm going to Georgia Tech for the Tech game."
you are stupid.
Like dogs is on top.
You are dumb. That is like, and that's why I tell people here that I tell people that aren't living here or whatnot. I say that when it comes to the rankings of the teams here, it's probably at the top. it's probably the Braves or the Falcons. I would say Falcons first, then Braves, and low key probably Georgia Bulldogs
In
after
the
that.
Bulldogs,
The
yeah, and
Hawks are
then
down. The Hawks are way down here at the bottom.
yeah,
Like
the
they
Hawks are
don't.
below Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about the Hawks. Are more for just to go to a game just to go. So there's gonna be celebrities. You'll probably have fun, but they're not really tripping if they win or lose. Now, if the Falcons lose, these people are losing their mind and they are stressed out for the next 2 or 3 days and they are pissed off. But they
Absolutely.
love their Falcons.
Yeah, in Cleveland is definitely Browns, then Ohio State, and then
And then
everything
the
else
Cavalier, and then
kind of.
Cavaliers. You think Cavaliers are after Ohio State?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Hmm.
I think that like obviously LeBron time, like that was great, but like, I think that just in general, I think football in general just get the people going more. But for
Yeah.
sure, the pride is in those two.
Football has taken over as the number one sport in America. So in most places, now you still have some places where basketballs can, like me being from Kentucky, we're a basketball state at the end of the day. Do we care about our Louisville football team? Yes, we want them to win. But it's live or die with basketball. If we can go 9-3 in football, I'm good with that. Nigga, let us lose 7 or 8 games in basketball. I'm pissed
Oh,
off. Like, yeah. But people don't understand that. I be trying to tell them it's Falcons and Braves first. They be shocked by that.
mm-hmm.
I be trying to tell them. All right. So one more thing about Cleveland. What do you think is unique to someone's personality from Cleveland? Like we talk about people from up north or New York, they're mean. People, they're Southern hospitality, but then you go to South Florida, they're mean like people from up north. Um, just different things. Like, what do you think? Is there something unique about? Are y'all like extra nice? Do y'all have Southern hospitality? Like what?
I think that people from Cleveland have a good mix of both. I think like with transitioning from Cleveland to Georgia, there was a lot of Southern hospitality pieces that I was missing, but I think that people from Ohio, I think that they are very good at like being like they don't have like that rudeness that people from up north have.
Right.
And they obviously don't have the Southern hospitality, but I think that they have like a level of manners along with that like that snappy, quick on their feet, rudeness that people from up north have.
Yeah, because no motherfuckers is
Like
mean
it's like
shit.
you're gonna be polite, but it's also not one of them places where you could just go looking at people. Like just don't just be looking at people.
I don't know. Don't be just looking at
Don't
people.
be just looking. Like don't be just looking, but they're gonna be polite. Like they're gonna be polite.
So, how long have you been in Georgia?
I've been in Georgia for a long time. I mean, pretty much my whole life. I moved out here in 2004. So I've been in Georgia more than I've been in Cleveland. I've been in Georgia more than I've been in Cleveland, but I make it a point to go back and visit a lot.
Do you consider
I would,
yourself a Georgia girl ever?
unfortunately,
That's wild.
very recently, like within the last year, I've been like, dang, like I'm a Georgia girl. Like, and I just because I think that there is a culture here that is different than the culture in Cleveland, but also it's just a culture that a part of Cleveland that I'm not a part of that culture because I have been in Atlanta for so
For
long,
for your adult years at that, for like when
especially
you
for my
grew up.
but I do think I have like a lot of influences from Georgia as well. And like, if I'm talking to somebody from Cleveland, I mean from Georgia, they know I'm not from Georgia. But if I'm talking to somebody from Cleveland, they don't think I'm from Cleveland.
That's crazy because for me, still, I haven't lived in Louisville. I left Louisville when I graduated from high school in 2006. I have not lived in Louisville since I was 18, and I was a kid still, basically. But anyone that's from Louisville, why'd you make that face?
Because like 18, you you from Louisville, like you're Louisville through and through. You already
Okay.
have the
No, that's
accent.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyone that if I meet someone today and they are 48 and they're from Louisville, they haven't lived there in however long, they've been gone like I have. We know we can tell that each other's from Louisville. I mean, obviously you was more of a kid when you left, whatever, but do you still feel very Cleveland?
I don't. And see, I think that there's a difference between like me and my mom because like you said, like I talk like I don't talk like I'm from Atlanta to or from or Georgia to Georgia people, but to people up north, I don't. I have a southern accent.
See, I don't hear a southern accent though.
Yeah, because I
Well, I
still
guess
live.
I live here and I'm around all these people that actually have these thick ass southern accents too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and like I don't it's not like strong like that, but in Cleveland, I have a strong like I have an accent. Like my cousin all the time is like when I say stuff, she like nah, like she be like mocking me because she's like, you have that accent. But I would say that I think that there's a like there's a cultural piece of my upbringing, of my makeup that is true, tied and true to Atlanta. And and it's something I tried to deny for a long time, but like I can't say that I wasn't influenced like largely by Atlanta culture.
You know one thing I would say about you that's Atlanta, how much you want to do things for like how connected and you want to do things for black culture. That's some very that's very Atlanta type of thing though. Like I think that might be a very southern thing too, depending like where you're from in the South as well. But I think that's a very much part of the culture here, just to want to do things for black people, want to be connected to the black culture. And I would say that's something about you that's very much the Atlanta and Georgia type of thing though. Also, you be scamming people, and I think that's very Hey, y'all, she be scamming. I'm trying to tell you.
I don't scam.
So what's important to you?
What is important to me? Family. Um, Family is one of the most biggest things to me. Family, loyalty, freedom,
Freedom
and
from debt, freedom from
freedom
work.
freedom all things.
Freedom.
Like I feel like people should feel free. Like, and that's just like a lot of what I do is like I want to create freedom of like freedom of the mind, freedom of whatever. Like I feel like people should just feel free. Like even just the way that I was raised, like my mom didn't censor us. I didn't like I didn't have to listen to the clean version. I only heard it on the radio.
Could you
But
cuss in front of your mother?
oh no,
Okay.
no. I could listen to the music because my mom knew that I understood that I could listen to these cuss words on this song, but that didn't mean that I could cuss. But like my mom,
Could you listen to the cussing music around your mother?
yes,
Okay.
my mom's favorite rapper is Snoop Dogg.
Okay, so do you, because I'm pretty sure your mother's younger than mine. My mother, I have an old school. My mother's born in 59. She's 65.
Yeah, my mom
So,
a bit younger.
so your mother, you probably have a more of a mother that's more of a like listen to hip hop.
Yes, my mom now she love old school R&B. Like she's really on that King George wave right now. That's her song. I'm gonna just quote my mama because you know the King George song.
Yeah.
Keep on rolling. What I gotta can't have one woman, gotta have three.
Hey,
She
that's so funny. I call King
loves
George to me is like liquor house music. That's what I
yes,
call liquor
and
house music.
uh, my mom loves to let people know that she's the third woman that really don't give a fuck. She loves to tell people that. But my mom also doesn't cuss at all. And she has never, like, my mom is not a curse. She does not curse. Now, my dad had the mouth of a sailor, but my mom didn't cuss. But she just always let me be whatever I wanted to be. I never had to be anything other than what I wanted to be. I never had to pretend to be nobody else. There was nothing that I ever had to do. I never had to censor myself around my mom and inherently around my family. And so because I live like that, I just like to create environments that people feel like that. So that's like something that's really big to me, is just being able to be open or being able to be free. Family is a big deal to me. My family is everything to me. My friendships are everything to me. My friends are family to me. Um, I value education. I'm not gonna say I value degrees. I don't think that people gotta go to college, but I think that I value education. I value in knowing something. You gotta know something.
So
You
you
gotta
saying that Kamala came out and said that she wants to get rid of a lot of these jobs that command mandatory, like you got to have this degrees, these degrees and stuff. Where do you sit with that? Then you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think that you only need a degree if you are being a lawyer or if you being a doctor or
Yeah, in the health field.
if you're doing a profession that requires you to know how to do something, yes. But outside of that, no. I think that is very limited. I think about jobs like ours where like it's not about It's not about having a degree. It is about knowing how to do the work. And I'm an event coordinator and I worked in events for a long time. And I was doing events. I've done celebrity events and I've done the whole thing. And I was the most educated person in the room and I was also the brokest.
That's what, and so that's what I'm like. Like I ain't gonna lie. When I first read it, the me getting older, the first part I read, I was like, no, what the fuck? We need these degrees. Then I thought about it, I'm like, no, because the average job, it's about can you learn how to do it and retain the information. Now, not
Yeah.
everybody can do every job. So like both of us work in events. You do more with events now than I do. I used to do more with events at my previous place. And like you said, like when I'm listening to certain people that we both know, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, I know how to run an event. I know how the little things that you can't have a cord going across because people may trip over a cord or whatnot. Like little things like that. You can't block a walkway. It's
Right.
small things that they're not thinking of. Like you can't block this door. Is the handicap spot manageable for people to get to? Like I think about little things like that. I
Mhm.
know about like how many people need to work a door, how many people need to work, how many doors you need to have open, how many doors need to be closed, how many entrances and exits you need to have. And
Yeah.
so you think about those things and realize, oh, most of these people don't know anything about this shit. But then we know other people that work in AV. You can learn AV. Not all of us, I think, have the mental capacity to be able to retain that information either to learn
Mm-mm.
how to operate just AV. For one of our coworkers, she know how to do that shit like the back of her hand. Like that shit's easy for her. Even if I learned it, it still wouldn't be that easy for me. It
No,
still
that's
wouldn't.
that's another thing. Like some of that stuff is you got to know all of the nuances. I'll say, like, I don't think that trade school should go away. I
No,
don't
heck
like
no.
trade school, and I don't like the connotation around trade school because I feel like trade school is important. And like that's the thing. Like, yes, the person who is fixing my toilet needs to know what they're doing.
Man.
The person who's fixing my toilet needs to know what they're doing. But the person who's planning my event, yes, they can be taught how to do that. Like you can be, I think that some things can be taught. I think a lot of these things can be taught. Like being a principal, being a boss, being a manager is a learned skill. It's not something that and as a person who has an organizational leadership degree, your degree teaches you skills to apply to these jobs, and you come in it with a little bit more knowledge that you can apply to the job, but you have to get the experience of running a team. I have tools running my team. I had tools that helped me be a better leader, but I didn't become a good leader because I went to school. I became a good leader because I had to manage a team and I had to do a bad job before I did a good job.
And you can't just promote someone to a job because you feel like they're next in line and they've done the jobs before and think
No.
that they can just manage and supervise people because first of all, managing and supervising is two different things.
It's
Supervising is just making sure people are doing their job. Managing people is also supervising, but making sure people are happy while doing their job. Are
Mhm.
people getting along? Is this person inspired to do a job? Do they know what the mission of our office and our company is? Like, do they get along with their coworkers? A manager knows how to build a culture, knows how to hire the right people that can be part of the culture as well. They build and influence culture. Too many people are supervisors and not managers. We need more managers. And that's why even a random thing with baseball. I remember growing up, I'm thinking, what does a baseball manager even do? Like, maybe that's a bad example, but for just coaches, even if it's a coach that doesn't teach you how to play the game, they got to know how to manage the people and manage so people don't get burnt out. So fuck
Yep.
this sports thing. With our regular work thing we was talking about. Making sure you don't get burnt out at your job, making sure that people are still happy, making sure that they're not just celebrating two people's birthdays from the office, but everybody's birthday, making sure that everyone feels loved, making sure that everyone feels inspired and motivated to keep doing the job, realizing that, oh, it seems like everybody's getting frustrated, everybody's burnt out. You know what? Let's do some kind of team building thing just to get out the office. What does a retreat look like? What does like us just being re-energized look like?
Mhm.
Like Will would be good on this project And I know him and Charlene work very well together. Let's put those two on this project, and then let's put Calvin and Charles on this project because they work together and they know how to inspire people. But Will and Charlene are creative and they can figure out a creative way to do this. And that's what good managers do. And you don't need a degree to teach that.
No.
Some of it can be natural for just some people have the natural ability for certain things. Like that's just, but also, like you said, getting the degree just shows you what it takes. Do you know how to apply that to an actual job? And so, too many people are just being promoted because you think that's what's next in order for them, and not, oh, they're going to be a great fit in this because they was doing this, they got this experience, this experience. Oh, they don't have the degrees. That don't fucking matter. They know. I've seen them do their job, and I know what they can do. So that's what a good manager does.
Yes, and they may not be the most qualified person for the job, but you know that they have the skill set to make it happen. And I think that that's the most important thing is knowing that somebody has the skill set to make it happen. Like it's because like you said, you could have all of the training. You could be a textbook leader and you're gonna be horrible at it. If I was to take everything exactly as it said in all of these leadership books and just did that exactly as it was, I would be horrible. My team would hate me, but I
Mhm.
have a team of people. I feel like my nonprofit, we have a team of people who love what they do. They're doing what they want to do. Cause I did applications. I didn't do, I'm hiring this, I'm hiring that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I hired people. I met with people. I talked about what their goals are and what they wanted to do. And I hired them based off of what they wanted to do. And then everybody created their own job title. They created their own workload. They do their work how they want to do their work and I'm just there to make sure that they get it done. And inherently, I inspire them to do things that they want to do or to go after more and to do more. And that's just how it happened because I'm not trying to force a culture. I'm not trying to do any of those things. I'm just helping them. I'm just guiding people to do the things that they told me that they wanted to do.
And you
I
can't
think
force culture. The older I get, I'm realizing
you
you don't
cannot.
force you don't force culture, but you try to what's the word I'm looking for? You can't force it, but you want it to organically create itself while you're still like pushing it towards a certain way. Like you want to have a hand in the culture you
Influence.
create. Yeah. You want to influence it. You can't force it, but you want to influence. You want to, and you want to put people in there that can cultivate the culture that you want. So it's like when I've hired people in the past, I'm looking at, I want a culture of people that can work with autonomy, that I can give them uh I give them my expectations, what the job is, the responsibilities, and I train them on how to do the job. And I want a culture where they get the autonomy to do that job after I've taught them everything, that I can trust them to do it when I'm not around. But I want it to be a laid back culture where they understand their responsibilities, but they can have fun while doing the job and joke around and have a good time. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the kind of culture I wanted to build, and a culture of where the person that's been here for 3 years in a leadership position, they have no problem teaching the new person and recognizing that the new person is nervous to ask a question, but they'll be like, "Hey, Will, come with me real quick. Let me show you how to connect this to this and do that." And that's the kind of culture, that's the kind of people I was trying to hire to cultivate that type of culture. And a good manager knows the culture they want to build. But the problem with a lot of these companies is you have too many cooks in the kitchen. You have
Mm-hmm.
too many people trying to create this culture,
Trying to
create this
force the culture.
culture. Yes. And like yeah, give us what your expectations for the culture is and let us build that. But you're trying to force a culture that no one here wants to be part of or has the capabilities to be part of. And if we do create that culture, everyone here is going to be negatively impact from it, that everyone's going to be burnt out, annoyed, stressed. So yeah, is the culture there now? Yeah, it's there, but it's a negative culture, and you're gonna have people leaving every fucking year to a year and a half, and you're constantly hiring and putting band-aids on shit to fix things,
Yes,
and boom.
and that's why I feel like there's a lot of like that's why there's this that's why that we're a family went from like this very prideful thing to like red flag gotta go very quickly because people one person did it right and some cultures are a family but
Hmm.
all of them aren't and it's okay if you're not a family with the people that you work with.
Yeah, it is totally fine that it's not, but I also realized I was spoiled because my first job was at a place where it was like a family and people looked out for, not everybody liked each other, but people looked out
Look for each
for
other.
one another though. Even if not everybody fucked with each other, you had a nice level of people that would kick it outside of work and that you could trust at work as well.
Hmm.
So, but anywho, one last thing you want to say on culture before we go to our last segment, and
I'm good on.
or no, or real quick, can you talk about your nonprofit? I want you to have a chance to plug your nonprofit and tell the folks what you be doing.
Yes, so my nonprofit is my nonprofit
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
My nonprofit is called The Safe Place for Our Tribe, aka The Spot, and we are thriving and striving to create safe places within the Black community. We host events and we're working on some more active programming that will be launching out this year. But pretty much, we just create safe places for Black folks, whatever that looks like. If you need a safe place that you need us to create, we'll create it for you. If you want us to help you create that space, we'll help you create it. If not, we have a few things that we focus on, but we just really focus on debunking stereotypes and stigmas and just creating a all around safer place. We work with a lot of DEI initiatives, like just trying to break that down. But overall, we just a team of Black folks that's trying to make Black folks happy.
Do you ever go to like any middle schools and high schools to even like talk to kids, do sandwich drives, or donate food to like food pantries at schools or anything? And I'm
So
only
that's
asking that because that's what I stuff I used to do. And I'm just and I've been thinking like over the last couple of weeks, I'm like, that's why I be feeling just tired and stressed because I'm not doing the type of shit I used to do that I did for like younger people or the community or just with other Black folk and stuff and just stuff like that.
So we volunteer a lot. We volunteer with other nonprofits and go to a lot of places a lot. So one of the things that we're working on now is we are going to be rolling out a Black Men series. We're going to be rolling out a mentors program, and we're also going to do a prom scholarship. So we are about to be in the high schools locally. The nonprofit was founded in Covington, Newton County. So we are going to be doing a prom scholarship for.
Covington, Georgia for the folks.
Yes, Covington, Georgia. So we're going to be doing a prom giveaway for Newton and Rockdale County, just to get into the schools because we do want to start doing more active programming within the school. So that is a goal. But we do stuff like give back, and we put those out there for like our volunteers and anybody if they want to come out. And we're working on some coat drives and things for the fall, for those winter. So I'll definitely keep you plugged in so that you can come out and do some stuff with us.
Shout out. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, we'll be right back. 6 degrees. Be right back. All right, we bike, as the Florida folk would say, we bike, or y'all Southern folk would say. You ever said we bike?
I don't say that.
What percentage of you is Georgia? What percentage of you is Cleveland?
I am 51% Atlanta and I'm 49% Cleveland.
Girl, you probably like 65% Atlanta, to be honest.
I'm not Atlanta.
Um, what she? Yeah, because she loves grass wall brunches, y'all. So she's
I don't actually love grass wall brunches. I like hole in the wall brunches. So
oh,
it
okay.
that may make me more or less Atlanta actually. Um
No, I think to be honest, I think grass wall brunch is for people that visit Atlanta and move here. That's not people that's really ingrained in the culture or that actually live here. That's for people that visit or just moved here. Or them grass wall brunch also is for them young motherfuckers between like 21 and 26.
yes.
Grass wall, and then for anyone that's older, we only go to grass wall brunch when people visit or to celebrate something. Like I'll do that once every 7 to 8 months.
And sometimes they might get you. If the TikTok look good enough, if the food look good, if they got something a little bit different, lemon pepper oxtails, you might have sold.
Now that is
Look,
Atlanta. That is
that's for
Atlanta.
you. But if they got the grass wall, but they got lemon pepper oxtails, then I might be like, okay, let me
Nigga,
go see what the lemon pepper oxtail is talking about.
that is so Atlanta right there. That is hilarious. That's some TikTok Atlanta shit right there for real, for real. All right, while we're on brunch, real quick. You got 4 things that you need for brunch. what four things do you need? And it can be everything from like a solid music playlist to mimosas, just the food. Like, what's the four things you need for a top tier for a good brunch, a dope brunch for you?
Some good breakfast potatoes. I don't care what nobody say. We are adults. If you don't have potatoes, we didn't have brunch. You didn't host a good brunch. If
Yeah, I
there's
need breakfast
potatoes,
potatoes.
breakfast
Wait a
potatoes,
minute, which kind of do you need? Like the round potato rounds, you need potato wedges, or like the chopped, like shredded hash browns, or just chopped potatoes?
I'm not mad, but I just think I'm not mad about it, but I think that we should only be having shredded hash browns if we at Waffle House. Like
But we're not talking about us. We talking about brunch. Which one do you
brunch,
want?
no, yeah, it need to be either they could be sliced, diced, however,
But just
just not
breakfast
shredded, not
potatoes.
shredded, not
Oh, not shredded.
potato,
Oh, you're saying you only
shredded.
want shredded if you're at Waffle House.
I only want shredded if I'm at Waffle House. If
Oh,
I'm at
okay.
Waffle House,
That's the only
they
place
need
I
to be
ever really
shredded
see it, to be honest.
and they need to be fresh. I'm
Okay.
not again. We're adults. Do not go buy no frozen bag of potatoes. Cut them up. Cut them up. However you want to do it, you cut them potatoes yourself. You cook them potatoes.
Do you think, all right, let's say, do you think the Grasswall restaurant brunch spots are doing a bag bought from a grocery store or actually cutting those potatoes up?
I think I think they cutting the potatoes up, and you can tell
I think
because
so too.
you can tell that they cutting them up because of the consistency of the cut.
They
And
be like soft enough too.
mhm.
So I agree with you.
So a good potato, that's one. I think that you need it could be I'm not gonna say necessarily mimosas, but you need a variety of juices. So
So that's
and
what I
then
said. Like for me, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go.
I was gonna say for me, because I need some mimosas at my brunch, but I need a variety of juice choices. Don't just have orange juice. I need orange juice, cranberry juice, pineapple, guava, fucking passion fruit, uh, whatever else, nigga. Grape cranberry. Like, just give me.
Yes, a variety of
I need
a
at least
variety of juices.
a minimum of five. I need a minimum of five.
Absolutely. And if we gonna have mimosas, you better have a variety of juices because don't give me no mimosa and make me have it with orange juice. Like, and that's just that. So yes,
Orange juice is the last one I get. Also, just to throw it out there, a cranberry grapefruit mimosa is actually fire. Because
never
I'm the
had no
type
cranberries together.
I like to get one of every mimosa and then I start mixing them. Because
Mhm.
because for me, I need bottomless mimosas. That's one of my four bottomless mimosas at my brunch. But you said variety of juices and breakfast potatoes. All right.
Yes, a good playlist. I think that you need a good playlist. To me, a good playlist is a given. It don't have to come up in
What's a
no house
good
and be
playlist for
quiet.
you? What's a good playlist for you?
It could be a variety. It could be
Okay,
some
variety of what
it
joint?
could be
No,
old
actually,
neo
I'm sorry.
soul.
I'm sorry, real quick, but I want you to break it down by the percentage, like a percentage of R&B, if like percentage of old school R&B, today's R&B, percentage of Afro beat, some trap, got whatever. Break it down.
I think that how I'm gonna break it is I think that you can go, I'm gonna say that you can go four ways.
Okay.
And then the four ways that you can go is we can do old school neo soul,
Mm-hmm.
like early 2000s, heard it all before, Erica Badu,
Fantasia.
Maxwell Fantasia, even going a little bit deeper into the kind of R&B, not neo soul, Keisha Cole. Like if we can do that.
Music
We
Soul
can do
Child.
that. Music Soul Child, we could like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can go early to late, like I call it like a lavish playlist. Like I to not know what else to call it. It's just for me, it's called a lavish playlist. But I can read you some of the songs that is on it. It's very much it's the meme that's on the playlist is I want a summer that feel like a Rick Ross song. So we
Oh.
going here I am. We're going and I'm gonna send you this playlist. We
Oh,
going
wait
here
a minute.
I
Hold
am.
on. You already got me right there. Here I am with Rick Ross and Nelly. Oh, that I already know the type of vibe
That
and feeling
vibe.
that you want then.
Mrs. Officer, Beautiful Pharrell and Snoop Dogg,
That
Frank
feels
and
good
Pharrell,
already. That feels good already.
pimping all over the world. We got some Bobby Valentino in
Oh,
there.
send that to your boy.
Neo, like, oh no, this is that. We even got a little bit of Rock Your Body, Justin Timberlake. Like
Oh,
we're you on a boat. Like that's what it like boat vibes.
and that feels good as shit right
It
there.
feels you coming, say what? Say
Yep.
Say what?
everybody is that means everybody is in good energy, and the music don't even have to be crazy loud, but it's loud enough for you to vibe to, where you
Yes.
and it's not too loud where you got to yell over one another.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be yeah. That's a
Or so then for three, you could go, it's real easy to go 90s, 80s, 90s,
that's
90s.
real easy. That's real easy to
That's
throw
real
that
easy.
together. Yeah.
That's real easy to throw it together. Like I feel like that's real easy to throw together.
So real quick, I would have changed the Rick Ross Aston Martin music. I would have made it Drake's version Paris Morton music because I just like that version better.
That's fair.
And you need to add a Wale or two or three songs from Wale on here.
I like that feedback, and I'm gonna
So,
make corrections.
but
I'm gonna
outside of that, this is some very good music, and I understand the vibe you was going to.
and
And
that's why like that is me on the ox. I might just put that on. Like that's a classic Charlene playlist that like that is that. And then
you could add. Hold on, we gonna talk about this playlist just for a second.
okay.
We're gonna talk about the playlist for a second. You can add Wale on chill. I feel like Wale on chill. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that will go good to this. From Wale's first album, I mean not first album, but Ambition. If you don't know the song Miami Nights fits perfectly
You're
to
right.
this playlist.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Miami Nights fits so perfect to this playlist. I think
You
that
get
will
my money right.
be
I'm about to OG.
yes, like
That no, yeah, that does that.
Miami Night and I don't think I saw it on here. Lil Wayne and Bobby Valentino.
It
Wheel.
is. It's off
Oh,
the.
okay.
It
Oh, and
is.
Lil Wayne comfortable with Babyface.
Okay.
That'll
Well,
fit. That'll fit. First of all, I really was at her wheel.
yes, that's on there for sure. And I
But yeah,
yes,
that yeah, Miami Nights by Wale would fit. Lil Wayne comfortable, both fit perfectly on there. And I think let's chill on chill. I think that fits good in
I
this
added
as
that.
well. Okay. Those is just my little,
I,
you
those
know.
are I, that's great feedback. I love the feedback.
Yeah.
My last vibe. This might be very much me, but another good one is Today R&B.
Mm-hmm.
We're going Summer Walker. We're going SZA. We are doing a mixture, throwing in some Jasmine Sullivan in there. Obviously like some Drake, and there's so many different people now, but like again, just Usher, and I'm not gonna say because that's not today, but like Usher, just like today's
But
R&B
like
vibe.
the playlist that Apple even has, that's today's R&B. I think that's
Yes,
just like that's a also just real quick on the other playlist. There's a couple of Anderson .Paak songs you could throw on there, by the way.
yes, Anderson Paak, yes, all of that, even even some Silk Sonic, just to throw that in there, and
Yeah, just to
what's his group? No Worries. Mm-hmm.
him and those are that's a him. No Worries is a top five duo for me. That is a top five duo. If I had my top five duos, them peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Jesus and Marrow, um, the left titty and right titty. Those are top tier. Titties are that's probably number one. Titties are number one because they also feed people. They feed people and make people happy. So just like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, titties and peanut butter jelly sandwich are very similar.
Go hand in hand.
They both feed people and make them happy as hell. Damn, who would have known? Outcast, peanut butter jelly, titties, Outcast, Deezus and Marrow, and No Worries. It's my top five duos.
I like it.
Top five duos.
I like it.
Um, all right, wait a minute. So did we finish your top four brunch? So we said the music vibes, and you broke them down. It could be any of those four type of vibes. I'm with all four of those because the one thing I hate, that's why I don't be at Grasswall Brunch for real or go out into
Playing that
night,
loud music.
bruh, and or nighttime Atlanta because it's trap music and Afro beats the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Trap music or like Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love some Rocksteady. First of all, Rocksteady is dark as hell. It'd be dark as hell in there. It's expensive as shit now. You get like 5 wings for $20. Wings
Crazy.
wings are good though. They do be fire, but $20 for 5 wings. And all they play is house music and Afro beats now. They don't mix nothing else in. And I don't mind hearing Afro beats because that's I'm fine with that. But like you said, I need a mixture. Give me a variety. Like so for me, like one of those playlists you said with some R&B, you can mix in some Afro beats in there. I'm fine with a brunch full of 80s, 90s, 2000s, and today's R&B and some Afro beats. That's what I want to hear, right? So all the playlists you said mixed with Afro beats, and we're good.
Okay.
That's all I need. That's all I need. So, all right. So we were supposed to finish it on this. Hold on. So, all right. All right, we're gonna finish it on we got a game.
Okay.
We got a game. All right, so we got a game. That was fun. You know, sometimes you get off topic, but that was fun.
I like that.
Wait a minute. Did you name all of it though? Wait a minute. You said breakfast potatoes, the music, variety of juice. Oh, you have one more. What's the last one?
Syrup.
Oh, syrup.
I,
Syrup
I,
for what though? For the
I put syrup
potatoes?
I put syrup on everything. I'm one of those people. I'm gonna just put it across the plate.
Oh, you put it on the whole plate.
I put it on the whole plate. I like syrup on my eggs. Syrup. I don't like when people don't have syrup because now we got all these different. They're gonna like this bourbon with. I want syrup.
Hey, you sound so old. Who is?
Syrup. Ain't
She's,
Jemima's.
she,
Ain't
we got all
Jemima's.
this
Not Pearl.
goddamn.
Not Pearl. My Milling Company.
Hey, that was so true though. It's like they got this guy bourbon whiskey influenced and fluxed with.
I don't want nothing dry. I don't want no agave. I want syrup.
They be trying to be too bougie, bro. Just keep it real. Just keep it regular. We just want some. I just want some syrup and some hot sauce for my sides for what I got on my plate. Like you said, I want my breakfast potatoes. I'm more of a when I get food at brunch. I'm a what do I get? I want some breakfast potatoes, and some chicken wings. That's what I want.
That makes sense.
And I'm good. Chicken wings and breakfast potatoes and mimosas. That's all I want, and some music.
Sounds like what it should be.
All right, we got a game.
Okay.
This game is called Cleveland or Not. You have to guess. I'm going to explain a crime that was committed, and you have to guess, was this crime committed in Cleveland or not?
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The bowel movement bandit is the alias of an unidentified man who repeatedly defecated through the sunroofs of random people's cars from 2012 to 2015, a total of 19 cars. So this man, and he was never found. Never found.
Cleveland.
Why do you say that?
I want to say I feel like I heard about this.
It is definitely Cleveland.
I want to say I heard about it, but yes, I know that that's Cleveland.
So how you think this man looked like? He was just getting on top of the car, putting his pants down, and taking a shit.
Yeah, probably. I think
First,
that Cleveland is also one of the places people mind their business.
but that's why I'm like, was this happening at night or during the day? Like, when was they just leaving their sunroofs open all the time?
It was minding their business. I mean, it's not, like we don't get like necessarily too hot or too cold. Like, like I think that people
No,
could.
hold on. Too cold? Come on.
I mean, we do get too cold, but it don't
Okay.
get too unmanageable. People probably had their sunroofs down. People probably run in the store real quick, do whatever. Yeah, I think it's real possible. I could
Bruh,
see
this nigga shitted in 19 cars. I wonder what made him stop. It's like a serial killer. They just stopped. Like, he either died or he was like, I'm good.
Yeah, like, nah, I ain't gonna do this no more.
I'm growing up. I'm growing up.
I'm growing up. It's crazy.
A creepy stranger who entered an apartment stared at a woman while she slept on the couch before stealing a pair of socks. He was charged with trespassing. Is this Cleveland or not?
Cleveland.
Incorrect. Iowa.
Mm.
He was just so because that means someone that's a very Midwest thing to do also just to leave your doors unlocked because they left the door unlocked. And not saying it's a Cleveland thing, but it is a Midwest thing for people to just leave their doors unlocked and someone
Yes.
just walked in and he didn't hurt her, didn't sexually harass her, sexually assault her or nothing. He just stared at her, stole her socks, and bounced. Shout out to the if I have someone commit a crime on me, that's the type of because waking up to someone staring at you while you sleep though, that's still kind of I think would you rather have someone shit in your car or steal your socks while staring at you sleep?
Probably shit in my car.
I would definitely rather have that because I think there's more trauma with the person staring at you while you sleep.
Because then you always gonna be scared of somebody breaking back in your house again.
I'm like, if someone shits in my car, I'm like, well, this is a one-time thing. This ain't gonna keep happening.
This not gonna be a repeat thing.
Dang, but what if out of those 19 times, you was like 3 times that somebody shit in your car three? First of all, on the third time that you still left your sunroof open, that's on you.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, why did you continue to do that? And that's why I'm like, that one not that bad because I would not make that same mistake twice.
Actually, after the first time, I'm not leaving my sunroof open at all.
No,
Um, what'd you say?
because you shouldn't be leaving your sunroof open. So after you learn that lesson, stop.
A woman arrested and charged with a misdemeanor domestic assault after boyfriend calls the police because she hit him in the head with a whole chicken. When police arrived, he still had poultry residue in his hair. Is this Cleveland or not?
Cleveland, I think that was my cousin
Somewhere in East Cleveland.
somewhere in East Cleveland for sure.
Actually, it's Minnesota. A young couple in Minnesota. They was like 20 and 22.
Dang.
First of all, that ain't
Why
happening with
didn't he
me.
clean himself up?
Say what?
Why didn't he clean himself up?
Because he wanted all the evidence there for when the police got there, so they know what was going on. You're gonna see all this chicken in my hair. First of all, you're not gonna be wasting no goddamn chicken in my house. You know how I feel about chicken, so
Hmm.
that ain't happening over here, Playboy. In 2013, man was eating his McDonald's, came outside to see young girls trying to escape from a neighbor's house. He helped them escape. Come to find out, 3 young girls were kidnapped and held captive for 10 years in this house. Is this Cleveland or not?
That is Cleveland. That happened right around the street from my grandma's house. I know that story. That's Cleveland. That happened right around the street from my grandma. Like that was up the street from my grandma's house.
That sounds like the beginning of a rap song, having right up the street from my grandmama's house.
It did.
That is hilarious. You remember that?
I do. I remember when they found them.
That's crazy as hell. I was wondering, that's why I was going to ask you if you remember any of that. Because I remember that being like, that was around the era where like the whole making those funny videos on YouTube really became a thing too. Because that was right after, what was the hide your kids, hide your wife? Remember
Because they
that?
everybody, yes.
Yeah, that was right after that. Because it was the, wasn't that video? It was a black man with a perm.
Yep. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your husbands because they raping everybody there. They coming in your window, they snatching your people up. They trying to find you. Yes.
What? The fact that we made a funny video out of that is crazy. Is
Hmm.
crazy. That is wild as hell. And shout out to this man was just sitting in the crib eating McDonald's and he saw some girls trying to escape. He said, let me go check this out. So
Yeah,
wow. See, that
I know
happened
that.
right around there, right around my grandmama's house.
Yeah, right there. That was
Um,
crazy because they was there the whole time. Like they was right there the whole time.
the
They was
whole time for 10
right around
years.
the corner for 10 years. That was real crazy. Yeah, we know all
And
of
the craziest part is one girl was kidnapped from a whole nother situation, was already there, and then the other 2 girls was kidnapped and brought them in together. And she said that he would leave, kind of like testing them to see if they tried to escape, and they wouldn't. And then basically they were smart enough to let it build up, and they was like gonna wait until that one day, and then
Mhm.
like, all right, he trusts us. Let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here. That's fucking. I ain't gonna lie. I be going for jogs around the neighborhood, and I'm like, damn, one of these people might be like
Doing
keeping
that,
somebody.
holding them hostage, and you don't
Cause
even.
I watch a lot of true crime, so and I think there's gonna be research about people like me that watch true crime, and I be falling asleep to true crime, and I watch the shit out of it.
You be
And
deep to true crime.
bruh, I be sitting in my room and I watch it on my phone, and I sit my phone down like right next to my bed like this, and it be leaning against like my lamp, and I just be like this with my hand on my head, just laying
Just
down, and I'll be dozing off watching it, and then I'll be wondering why my dreams be so fucking crazy.
yeah, that's why.
Dreams be dreams be wild as hell just watching, and little did they know the body of Nicole was right next to them when they went on a bike ride.
Mm-mm.
And so the other day, my bro, like he wasn't answering phone calls all day, no text messages, but he also keeps his phone on do not disturb at all times. So we tell him like, bro, sometimes take that shit off though. And so so he's supposed to go to Hawaii for 3 weeks. He was supposed to leave Monday morning. So this was on Sunday. So his mother writes me on Facebook. It's like, hey, have you talked to so and so? I've been calling him all day and texting me because I know he's supposed to go to Hawaii, so we're supposed to talk before he goes. He hasn't responded. His little boyfriend had wrote me on Instagram early Saturday at like 4 in the morning. To me, have you talked to him? Like he's ghosted me. We didn't get in an argument. I just haven't heard from him. And then so I called him and texted him. And I happened to be on FaceTime with my sister when his mother texted me. And so he lives around the corner from me. So I'm like, my sister's like, well, just ride over there. So I get in the car. Our other brother calls us. It was like, hey, have you talked to so and so? Tiffany just called me and said she's trying to get in touch with Ricky and he ain't answering. And now we nervous. Now we scared. And we're like, all right, like this is crazy. Like no one's heard from him at all. I pull up in front of his apartment. His car is right there. But in my head, I'm like, I watch a lot of true crime. Their cars be sitting out their house all the time. The car,
Mm.
like, they always be like, everything seemed normal, but there was a brisk in the wind and it felt a little weird. And so now, but you can't get in, like, you can't get in without scanning your car. I know the apartment he stays in, but you can't get in without someone scanning. And so I'll go over to like the gate where when you pull in, you got to put their code in and it goes to their phone. I'm standing there in front of the gate. I'm in swim trunks and a tank top and some slides on the phone with my sister. Put the code in. It goes straight to his voicemail. Answer the phone, nigga. Answer the phone. Your mama's worried about you. I'm yelling people behind me. I'm like, what the? I probably look stupid. So then I'm standing in front. So then finally this white dude's walking his dog. I said, hey, bro, uh, my brother, we're nervous about my brother. We haven't heard from him. Can you let me in? And he's like, I'm not sure if my card works for this building, but I can try. And he did it. He said, oh, well, there you go, man. Good luck. And I was like, thanks. So now we're all nervous. We're all nervous now. We weren't nervous at first, but now we're nervous. I'll get up, I'll get on the elevator. I hit the wrong floor at first. So I go to the wrong floor. I'm like, God dang it. So now I'm like, this really feels like a true crime right
Right.
now. So I get up to the apartment. I bang on it. I know the code, so you can put the code in the front door just to get into the apartment. So I
Yeah.
was about to do it. I said, "Let me knock first." So I bang on the door. This motherfucker answers the door. I said, and my sister hears him answer the door. She's on speakerphone. She goes, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Well," I said, "Where the fuck have you been? Call your mother." He goes, "What are you talking about?" It's in her dark. Him and his little boyfriend, the one that texted me earlier in the morning looking for him. I said, and this nigga here, look, you didn't tell me you found him. Oh,
Didn't
I
update,
forgot.
didn't update nobody. Just
Bruh. I'm
and he's
like,
like, what y'all mean? I ain't know my phone ring.
right. And his little boyfriend over there, oh, I forgot to tell you. Nigga, what? It's fucking 9:47 at night. You wrote me at 4:30 a.m. What the fuck? Oh, my bad, bro. Like, I should slap the shit out of you. I was like, boy, call your mama. Because everybody, he's like, what are you talking about? I said, look at your fucking phone. We've been calling you for hours on hours on hours. And your mother definitely has. Your mother that wrote me on Facebook, wrote Chris on Facebook. She's called all of us looking for you. He was like, for real? Nigga,
Yeah.
would I be over here at 9:47 a.m. in some swim fucking trunks and a tank top? The fuck is you talking about? I was enjoying my night. And now my heart beating through my chest. I'm scared and nervous. And you over here talking about, oh, we just watching a movie. Fuck you and your movie. How about that? How about that? Fuck you. And you know what? What movie you watching? Oh, for real? Well, I'm about to give away the ending to ruin your movie just like you ruined my night. So fuck
Amen.
you.
That's
So
crazy.
so that's why I need to stop watching true crime.
True crime, because you thought that you know,
You
he
know
go.
what? I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I thought his little boyfriend thing wrote me to cover his tracks, and he was the one that murdered him. And then I got to spend the next 10 years of my life trying to uncover the evidence and get to the killer. Then I got to waste 10 years of my life when I could have been doing other shit trying to find your murderer because you kept your phone on Do Not Disturb.
And
And
this
here
is
we are.
this is why you should not keep your phone on do not disturb.
Now, I'll be doing that. So
I
maybe
do.
I don't. So one more question. After all that, man snorts cocaine to hide evidence after fleeing a traffic stop. Police
True.
later,
My bad. I'm
she
sorry.
said yes, it's Cleveland. It's got to be.
Go ahead. Okay. What happened
I was
later?
gonna say police later called him with the cocaine residue still on his nose and upper lip.
True. Cleveland. Cleveland.
No, this is Florida if I ever heard it. This is Florida.
You know what? That might have been Kodak. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, Kodak will have someone else driving for him.
That makes sense.
Hopefully. Hopefully. All right,
Dang,
one
I
more.
didn't do that good
Huh?
with this one. I didn't do that good with this one.
No, you had the Black History on point though. I'd rather for you to have the Black History better. Because you was 5 out of 6 on Black History. This one you was like 2 out of 6.
Yeah, it's okay.
So real quick. So this is 6 degrees with Cleveland. Can you give me 6? Who would you put, or even things, the personality of Cleveland, the best things about Cleveland, food, celebrities, whatever. 6 things for your Hall of Fame of Cleveland.
Um, LeBron is from Akron, but I'm gonna put LeBron.
He played for Cleveland, so we can take that.
Kim's Wings.
Because you talked about that a lot. So LeBron, Kim's Wings.
A Slyman's corned beef.
Slyman's corned
A
beef.
Slyman's corned beef.
Okay.
A Mr. Hero Roman burger.
Okay. So far we have a basketball player and 3 food items.
Ooh, potholes. No. um, man, the potholes.
Potholes.
The
Are they
potholes.
worse in Cleveland or in Atlanta?
Cleveland for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Oh, we have the A Christmas Story house.
What?
The A Christmas Story house that it was filmed in.
That was filmed in Cleveland?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. After all this research I was trying to do.
It's gonna be it's probably one of those outskirts cities, but hey, it's 30 minutes from my brother's house.
From my brother's house. No, it says Cleveland though.
Yeah, I think it is in Cleveland. And then number 6.
It says, hold on real quick. It says West 11th Street, Cleveland.
Yep.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. Shout out. I was doing all this damn research. That did not come up.
I want to laugh and say, like, in a funny way, I want to be like Machine Gun Kelly. But Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I'm about to say, you got Bone Thugs and Harmony. You got Kid Cudi. Wait a minute. There's one. I have a trivia question for this person.
The OJs.
No, I have a trivia question. What celebrity is named after a department store that operated in Cleveland until 1982? It's a female. She's originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
The Dixie Chick?
No, it's one person, girl. This woman's name, her name, she's named after a department store that operated in Cleveland, Ohio until 1982.
I don't know.
Celebrity. She has been around for a long time. She's an actress. Black. Because they all gonna be black on this podcast. Should I give more hints? I should. She has won an Oscar. Lord. Her last name. No, I don't want to give that. That's gonna give it away. I wonder what the people are thinking listening to this.
Is it Whoopi?
No.
I don't know.
Whoopi department store. No.
I don't know.
No, this is this person's real name though. Whoopi's not her real name. This is this person's real name. She was the second Black woman to win this Oscar for Best Female Actress.
So she's an actress.
Yes, she is an actress.
And you know I know her.
Yes, you definitely know her. She's been famous for a long time.
It's not Loretta Devine.
No.
Um,
She got her first. Let me think. She was in the Miss World pageant in the 80s.
She got an Oscar. She got an Oscar.
Oh no, she's the first Black woman to win the Academy Award for Best Actress, actually.
Oh, is it I know that's Halle Berry.
Yes.
Yes, okay, yes, yes. First black woman. Look, come on, if you would have told me who the first black woman, Halle Berry's from Cleveland.
Yes. She was named after Hallie's department store that operated until 1982.
See, that's how I knew. And when you said what did you say, Miss USA? I was thinking Halle
Miss
Berry.
World Pageant,
But
yeah.
I didn't know that she was from Cleveland, but then when you
Yeah.
said first woman to win, and I'm like, oh, that's Halle Berry.
She originally she grew up first, she was in Oakwood, Ohio, and in Cleveland too. But
Nice.
she's originally from Cleveland. But yep, she was named after Hallie's department store. Um, so yeah, she also was the prom queen at her high school. You
Nice. I
didn't
could see
that's crazy.
that.
You didn't know she was from Cleveland?
No, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Damn, bro. Did you know that? Do you know what famous Harlem Renaissance person is originally from Cleveland?
Um, what's her name? Yes. Woman. Are you talking about a woman?
Know a guy.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
He went to high school in Cleveland.
Mm-mm.
Damn, bro. Langston Hughes.
Langston Hughes. I think I did know
Yep.
that.
Yeah, he went to high school in Cleveland. And a famous Olympian, Jesse Owens, is from Cleveland, went to Ohio State. And he was so black and so early on, he couldn't even stay in the dorms with them motherfuckers, even though he was the team captain
Wow,
on the track team.
that's ghetto. Let me brush up on my Cleveland knowledge then.
So, all right. So you said your 6 degrees of Cleveland Hall of Fame is LeBron, Kim's Wings, Slyman's Corned Beef, Mr. Heroes,
Roman burger.
Mr. Heroes Roman Burger. I hope no, I was playing. Bone Thugs and Harmony. And was you going with Halle Berry or no?
What was the? I said something.
You know, you was joking about Machine
Oh
Gun
no, the
Kelly.
Christmas Story house.
Oh, Christmas Story. So that's the 6 you going. You're not going with Halle Berry. The
No,
first black woman to she
okay, I'm
said
gonna go with Halle Berry. I'm gonna go with Halle Berry.
over what? Christmas Story House?
Yeah, over Christmas Story house.
Okay. All right. All right. We're about to end it here. I need you to give me give some words for the culture. Advice for the culture, inspiration, whatever. 6 degrees of inspiration.
Do it. Do it. Do it your way. Hmm, I don't know. Um,
You was ready too.
do it your way and do it unapologetically.
Do it your way and do it unapologetic. Do it your way and do it unapologetic. Why can I not pronounce unapologetic?
Unapologetic.
Unapologetically. Unapologetically. I feel like I'm saying it weird.
Unapologetically.
All right, there you go. All right, do it your way and do it that way, how she said it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the homie, Lil Char. What's the name of your nonprofit again? Tell them how to get in touch with you and your nonprofit.
The safe place for our tribe, aka the spot at underscore the spot Inc. on all social media and at Charlene Andrea underscore.
All right, well, hope y'all enjoyed the episode. We'll be back for another one. Lil Char will probably be back. We're gonna talk about something more from the Gen Z, 6 degrees of Gen Z generation, but she doesn't think she's Gen Z. So y'all be blessed. Do it your way and do it unapologetically. Peace.
Amen.